Greetings, everybody. I'm Paul Serini, and this is my sideshow, QR Dizzle. Now, I don't know why there's that pause with the black in between this camera coming on, because I was just testing this. I tested it like 3 times to make sure that it wasn't doing that. And then once I start the stream, that's what it does. I don't know why. I'm going to have to keep going back to the drawing board, but I have corrected a few technical issues here. And as always happens, with every production that I do, it's like one more little thing, make it more interesting. I added more screens in here, another green light. Like, I'm doing too much, because the whole point of doing this right here was to have a simpler approach to something that is not as hard as what I'm doing in that other room. And still, it's not as hard as what I'm doing in that other room, which I start on June 25th at 12:30 Mountain Standard Time. That's right. That'll be my flagship show, Quantum Recall, and I hope people will tune in and watch. It's going to be longer than this one. This one's been going about a half an hour running time, and that one is probably going to be like somewhere like around an hour and a half, I think, is where I'm going to like be trying to just cut it at that. Because I was going over 2 hours sometimes. This is not Red Bar. I can't go that long. I can't do that. I don't have Mike's young dexterity, and I'm even sober, and I can't do it. I just can't do it anymore. So this is what I'm doing right here, right now, tonight. On tonight's show, I'm going to be talking about, my plan was to read this at the very get-go. Today I practiced one-arm pinball. Bought Jay and Silent Bob's Jays of Future Past. SpaceX goes public, making Elon Musk the first trillionaire in the world. The Paramount Warner Bros. Merger valued at $111 billion. We're talking big bucks tonight on QR Dizzle. Okay, those are the subjects. And so, like, who the heck knows? I may go outside the lines. I usually do. Sometimes where I take the tangent road is my favorite thing to do. And I'm not warmed up yet. It usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes for my mind to start kicking and doing the right thing. I feel like I'm sort of sounding cognizant and doing a good job right now, but I don't know. I've been going 3 minutes, and we got to move. So today, as I was saying, I went to One Up Westminster, and I was practicing pinball. Today was not a normal pinball day. Usually I'm often going and I'm just like trying to get the highest score, trying to be number 1 on the leaderboard. But instead, I've been watching some tutorial videos on this thing called dead flip bounce, when the ball hits like a flipper and you get, instead of whacking it in an uncontrolled way and it going very fast in an uncontrolled fashion all over the playfield, you let the ball just simply hit the bumper, and you get used to where the ball is hitting the bumper and where the ball is bouncing. And I was trying it on 3 different games. And so I did 3 credits on each game. The first 2 credits, I was just playing and focusing on when the ball's coming from this direction or that direction and hitting the flipper, where does it bounce from there. And I have to get used to that, because that helps slow the velocity of the ball down, so you can slow it down, take control, and take more controlled shots. And so then the fun part is another thing I was doing to get better at the skill of pinball was I did the 3rd credits on each of these games. I played 3 games today: Avengers, Godzilla, and Pokemon. And on each one of those, I played 1 game right-handed only. And I had my phone in my hand, and I was filming playing with just one hand, my right hand, my dominant hand. And that does the same thing. Like, you have to like use your mind differently to know how you're playing when you just have one arm. And I noticed having some of the same habits that I have with 2 arms, but still it tracks differently. And because you can't get somewhere in time, you actually start seeing the ball hit the dead flipper and bouncing, and you start getting used to new patterns that you don't normally see. I'm like modifying my habits when I'm playing pinball. This might not be interesting to some of you, but I love pinball. It's like something I've been doing for about a year and I've gotten a lot better at it. But sometimes I feel like I need to break certain habits and I need to wean off of certain things I do on certain machines. And so that's what I'm doing. But I enjoy that very much. One-armed pinball. And if you want to see me, I just posted one of those videos today on my social media for pinball. And those of you interested in pinball, you pinheads, you fellow wizards, go to my social media to follow my pinball exploits. On Instagram, my handle is Q Pinball, and on X, my handle is Quantum Pinball. Of course, quantum. Everything is quantum. The brand is quantum now. The mysteries of the universe, the amazing mysteries of these things, and the mystique of the universe, and therefore a name apropos for me because I think I have some kind of strange mystique as a strange man who goes on and on about strange things and behaves like a very strange person, but never mind. Okay, bad sign when I go into accents like that. When I go into accents like that, it means that I'm being insecure or something. So I will try not to go into the accents. All right? But moving on, I got to keep moving because I got to get this in under 30 minutes today. Believe it or not, there's a method to this. So some of the topics I'm talking about, we're experimenting here with AI, and I'm like picking trending topics sometimes, and I'm even trying to have a hook with the trending topics where I have a hook and I talk for a moment and I have a certain length of a clip that can be cut out and posted to social media sites. There's this thing, this is the training ground for the flagship over there that I'm doing, and I'm going to be using AI extensively to do all kinds of things as a tool to expand my reach with this show on all the main social media sites. But I have done something interesting since I last came on and did this. I now have a website which is at quantumrecall.tv, and I'm pleased with how it's coming along. I do a few more of these shows and a quantum recall show, and suddenly it's going to be like filling up the website. It's actually going to have cool content coming to it regularly. You can find everything you want to know there. Like if you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me on social media and direct message me, even if you hate my guts. I'll take that, and you know, I'll come back here and talk about it. If you want to like say something hateful and mean to me, I will bring it here and I will talk about it. But I do endeavor to be nice to people. I do want to be friendly. I do want to engage. I don't want to be like the kind of hosts that are out there who, or people on social media who have tons of followers. They think they're gods. I still want to be a regular person. I want to be a regular guy. I still want to have humility in my life. I think that's what I'm called to do because I have faith and I'm Christian, and that's true. And that's just something I'm disclosing. If you can't listen to me now, well, then you're missing out, okay? Just help me help you grow. I was going to segue into this, and all of a sudden, I just did a tangent. Like I said, I do a tangent, and that's just what I do. All right? So I went not pinball shopping this week. This week, I went to buy comic books, and I'm getting more and more into this habit. Ever since I started illustrating, I became interested in comic books for the artwork. And then all of a sudden I realized, hey, I really like the storytelling in these things too. Sometimes you get some extremely talented people teaming up with other creatives, and their collaborative effort, their collective collaborative effort, which is redundant, but so what? It starts making some really neat output. And so this week I have a few comic books here. These are just 3 of several more that I got, and they're too expensive and I'm blowing too much money on it, but I'm finding that I really like it. I went and I bought 3 comic books. One is called The Dead Man, which is about a ghost who's omniscient, which is baloney, because like I have faith and I don't think anyone's omniscient except for God. But I do find the concept and the writing to be thoughtful, and I do think the artwork it doesn't like quite have the dramatic look that I look for in things that I want to draw, but I do recognize the cerebral effort in this. It's a lot of reading for a comic book, and it's quite decent the way they're thinking through it and stuff. So these 2 are the same comic book, believe it or not. It's Jay and Silent Bob, and of course it's Kevin Smith who wrote this story in this, and he's always wanted to do this. Kevin Smith has always wanted to make a comic book that was like a mashup between all these comic book superheroes and Jay and Silent Bob. And I guess he said this goes all the way back to 1995. You know, because he's very wordy in this. It's like he wrote a lot. You have to read a lot of words in this one, which I'm not complaining about. I can tell he's an articulate man, and he's very accomplished writing movies, directing movies. He's done some good movies, some better than others. I liked Mallrats. I like the original Clerks. What's the one where Alanis Morissette is God? Dogma. Dogma is interesting, but it was offensive to me. Like when Alanis Morissette was God, I was like, what? Like, dude, seriously? How? No, dude. No, I say. In any case, the artwork in here is excellent. You can tell that the man has connections and he hooked up with people who are extremely talented, and I was very impressed with the quality of the artwork in it. There were some funny moments, and I like how it was written in the style of Jay and Silent Bob, where Bob is silent, obviously, and Jay has his little things he says. What's his little key phrase here? I'm going to go to it. It's like the first thing when you see him, he says that he's like, Snoochie Boochies. Okay. Yeah. So that's what he says. And so there are all these Marvel superheroes in it, and it's pretty good. And here's the part I wanted to make, this other point I wanted to make before I stop talking about this is I'm watching this young dude named Nate who has a channel on YouTube called Speed Sultan, and he is like, his life revolves around comic books. I'm not even kidding. I can't even begin to say that I have even 1/4 of the knowledge about comic books and the personalities involved and the artists and the writers and everything that this kid has. And he has immense enthusiasm for it, which is really cool. And so last night I'm watching him on one of his blogs that he posted from yesterday. And he's like talking about how he went into this comic book store over in Thornton and he picked up Jay and Silent Bob. And I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to get that one. And then he goes, and this is the last one they have on the shelf. He got the last one on the shelf. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my goodness. Like, and so it's like 9 o'clock at night and I'm thinking, I got to call these people and I got to try to secure copies of this for myself. What am I going to do? And so they're not open. And so I actually set a reminder for my phone this morning. And then I called this place in Westminster, which is nearby, because I know the one where Nate went is out. And I went, so I called and I said, do you have this on your shelf? He said, yeah, I have the variant too. And I said, can you save one of each of those for me, please? And he said, yes. And I was like, so grateful. That's really awesome that he's willing to do that. I went in there, and one of the things I said to him when I bought these today was like, I've never seen anything like the fear of missing out, like with comic books. It's like I literally have been growing such enthusiasm for these things. And every Wednesday they have like new comic book day. And these nerds, which is what I am, they go and wait before they even open. There's like a line of people waiting to like dive on the shelf and get all these new releases, especially brand new releases that are like #1 in a series. And so I cannot deny that I'm getting this tendency to want to go and like get comic books. And I've been reading them and I've been finding myself more interested, and I'm loving illustrating, and I see these pictures and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to draw that. And tomorrow morning is Sunday morning, and I have a good habit of starting drawings on Sunday morning because I like to do restful, relaxing things on Sundays, because it's kind of like, whatchamacallit, it's the day of rest. We're called to rest on Sundays. It's the Sabbath, and we're called to rest on Sundays. Well, some people might say Saturday is the Sabbath. It's a matter of your opinion and whether you ascribe to one religion or another or something like that. And now I'm thinking like, he has violated the laws of Shabbat. What can we do? If we tell him this, the people will riot. Anyway, never mind. Yeah. Okay. Never mind where that's coming from. I'm going to move on now. We're going to segue on to the next part of this because we're at 15 minutes now and we got to try and squeeze everything in that I'm saying right now into 30 minutes. I want to try to get this done in under 30 minutes. All right. So Elon Musk is the world's first trillionaire. Let me begin this segment by playing this video right here. Just one moment. Give me a moment. Oh, hold on. I'm going to take you over here, and I think that I have resolved this issue when I start playing this. Watch. Let's just start listening to it while I play it.
Drills are up 285. Okay, Musk is speaking right now. Have we got the sound? Listen in, please.
Going public for...
Looky though, this is what was glitching last time and I fixed it. I tell you, every tiny little thing I improve makes me happier with the product that I'm putting out there and I enjoy this. But let's go. So Elon Musk is the first trillionaire. Elon Musk on track to be the first trillionaire, the world's first trillionaire thanks to SpaceX. While the rest of us scroll, he's building empires in space. Game changer or inevitable?
It was the largest IPO that ever. And let me tell you, if people had told me this was going to happen, I was like, man, you must be smoking some really good crack. Because I think this is going to fail. I mean, I gave SpaceX less than a 10% chance of succeeding at all, to be clear. In fact, I told people this. I was like, probably going to fail, but we should give it a try because if we don't, if there's not a new company that enters space, we will never be a truly spacefaring civilization. While the other aerospace companies, they build good rockets and everything, they were simply not pursuing the technology that's necessary to make life multiplanetary. To make...
Now, you know what my concern about this is that this all sounds fine and dandy. Like, I love the sci-fi idea of the future and being like Star Trek, but I'm concerned that Elon Musk is building this company that also has to do with when you're creating low-cost payloads to space, maybe the inspiring idea to get it done and to have the support of the public is we're going to be a spacefaring civilization. We're going to settle on Mars. But I'm really scared, to be honest with you, that also that what comes with the mastery of space is more like imperialism and violence and militaristic goals and agendas to dominate the world. And so that's a little part of what worries me about this.
To make Star Trek, to make the exciting science fiction futures that we've read about real. And that's what SpaceX is all about, is to take the fiction out of science fiction and create an exciting, inspiring future for everyone. We want to be able to take anyone who wants to go to the moon, anyone who wants to go to Mars, or anywhere in the solar system, and maybe beyond the solar system at some point. We want to be able to take you there. Not just a few astronauts. I mean, you. Literally you. If you watch...
How literally me? It can't literally be me because the people who first are the spacefaring people, it's going to be so expensive at first. And regular people, literally regular people, literally. I'm not a crazy person. I'm not using the word literally wrong or incorrectly. Like, they're not going to be able to afford this at first. So I'm thinking still that he's just kind of getting people enthusiastic about the concept.
Are watching this. SpaceX wants to be able to take you to the moon, take you to Mars, and ultimately beyond. And I'm confident at this point that with the incredible team that we have here at SpaceX, that we will do.
And ultimately beyond. We don't have... See, the whole thing about Star Trek, it's a neat idea, but the universe is not stationary, and you have to have like stationary planets in order to go between them like you see in that TV show, and the universe works nothing like that. But I digress. Let's continue. Okay, I'm excited too. I hope it's for real. I hope it's a good thing. Elon, Do good, please. You say a lot of the right things, and I really hope you're sincere and that you mean it. But like, kind of scares me that everything is a stage in the world, everything. And so are we going to start dinging the bell here? I'm giving commentary. Everybody's like clapping and clapping. Is this like Stalin? Are you going to execute the first person here who stops clapping? Please don't. Please don't.
I always think about this. There are always problems on Earth. There are always problems on Earth. There are always things that we wish to be better, that we want to solve here on Earth, and we should solve them. But there also have to be things that get you excited about the future, that make you glad to wake up in the morning, because you can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah, dude,
And
saying the
that's
right
future,
things,
that's
but
SpaceX
there's a dark side to everything. There's a dark side to everything, and I actually want to
bring to you.
I want to cut out of this particular video at the moment, and in so doing, just move on to a couple little other related topics to that, like, you know, people are complaining that he's the world's first trillionaire, and I just want those people complaining to think about how he's creating things that I truly hope, but I'm not sure, I'm not positive because I'm a skeptical person. I'm kind of a black-pilled person, to be honest with you. I'm worried that he might be doing some things that wind up very bad for humanity. But be that as it may, he says a lot of the right things, and I have this feeling of authenticity sometimes when he talks, but I'm just such a cynical person, I don't know. And so, yeah, I'm on the wrong part of this. So I just want to say, people belly aching and saying, well, we need to tax him because he's a trillionaire. Rather than taxing trillionaires and billionaires, I mean, I realize they should pay some kind of fair share. I would rather the people whining and bemoaning the fact that there's a trillionaire in the world, like, stop spending. A lot of the people saying that they're grifting on the topic of tax trillionaires and billionaires because they cause all the problems, like as if public representatives don't spend a shitload of money that they're not supposed to spend and they're not jeopardizing us. So I'm not particularly fond of a lot of the people who are taking pot shots at him, but I'm cynical about everyone. Let me just say I have some cynicism I can spread around to everyone, and I'm not exactly. The wealth debate, the paper fortune, he doesn't, it's a paper fortune, it's tied to stock and it's not in cash. And so it accelerates space travel, AI integration, multiplanetary goals. I'm having trouble reading it because my glasses, I have to literally kind of go up like that with my head to see it through the bottom of my glasses. What does a trillionaire CEO mean for tech, regulation, and humanity's future? So right now it doesn't mean much compared to all the other super ultra billionaires with multiple hundreds of billions. Like, so a trillionaire, what's a trillionaire able to do so significantly more than a billionaire? I don't necessarily think it's more of a threat until you get maybe multiple trillions. I mean, like, if he could be worth 50 trillion, he could pay off the national debt. Yeah, bro, do that. There's got to be an innovation payoff. The technology they're using is going to somehow pay off. I think reusable rockets, Starlink is a good idea in principle, but I'm not comfortable with the idea of having Wi-Fi blasting through our bodies everywhere, anywhere on the planet all the time. Private enterprises are achieving what governments dream of. No doubt about that. So I got to move on here. This is a whole different topic, okay? We're going to move on. Next subject, because I got to wrap this up within 7 minutes. Can I talk about this in 7 minutes? I don't know. But the first thing I got to do is start this video right here. And I got to ask you to bear with me while it starts playing. This is about the merger between, what is it, Warner Brothers and Paramount, I think is it? And it's valued at $111 billion, this merger. And I think that's insane. And so here's a little news piece I'm going to play while I sit and make commentary about the whole idea. And then I have another clip I want to play, a brief one from Deadwood, because it kind of fits into the amalgamation of fucking capital.
Like many in Hollywood, Will Dinsmore can't help but check his phone, hoping for news about an audition that could change everything.
It is sparse right now.
Since moving to California, the
Dude,
SAG-AFTRA union
Will
member has
Dinsmore.
struggled to book work
His name is Will Dinsmore, I think.
and worries that the pending merger of Hollywood giants Warner Bros.
So here
and
we're going to talk
Paramount
about Will
could make it
a little
even
bit.
harder.
With consolidation, you'll have less jobs, less opportunity,
Will Dinsmore.
less projects.
I want to talk about you now, Will.
that not just
Bear with me, everyone. Will Dinsmore. Okay, let's go to. So I don't know where they picked this guy for this news piece here, but Will Dinsmore. Okay, we're gonna go see Will Dinsmore's IMDb. Okay, how does this work here? Does this zoom in for me? So we're going down on Will Dinsmore. We're going down. Did I actually really say that? No, we are going to scroll on his IMDb page. We are certainly not going to go down on Will Dinsmore. That would be wrong. Well, not that there's anything wrong. Yeah, no, there is something wrong with that. In any case, he has 12. So he's talking about how it's becoming slim pickings. Your whole career is already slim pickings. It's a miracle. I don't know who got you this opportunity for this news thing here, but I'm concerned about things with the amalgamation of these companies. Like there's less competition, and the fewer people you have, the more you have like one dominant megacorp that's dictating the agendas, the subject matter, where they're trying to navigate people in terms of programming minds, literally brainwashing people. It's kind of like popularized MK Ultra with a friendly face. It's sort of kind of like what I'm thinking. And let billionaire influence plus news implications. Larry Ellison, family backing raises questions about media control, editorial independence, CNN, CBS, and the future of unbiased journalism in a consolidated landscape. These are concise for quick. No, shit. Okay, never mind that part. So I want to tell you that the amalgamation of capital makes me nervous. Like on Deadwood, there's this character, Charlie Utter, who is like extremely upset about the amalgamation of capital. And so I'm going to play these clips right here and make some commentary on it. And so here we go. Hold on. Bear with me. Just bear with me.
Report to the sheriff a death. The Cornishman at theft has been shot in Mr. Hurst's claim.
Killed.
Yes, in flight.
It's all fucking amalgamation and capital, ain't it?
That's right. A fucking amalgamation and capital. And what I like about this is like thinking about the 19th century, which is the era this supposedly took place in this sort of semi-fiction, semi-reality. And this character, he kind of already has picked up on what's going on in the world, the amalgamation of capital, the way power works, the way they consolidate to further centralize their power, and that's a scary thing. And so Charlie brings it up, and I'm fond of this character, and of course there's more to this, and I'm playing it in short segments. I don't know if I'm going to get a copyright flag on it, but I am making what I consider to be relevant points here.
Utter, are you a student of Hume? Smith? A disciple of Karl Marx?
Oh, yes. That's what I like hearing. It's interesting. So Charlie Utter has a good heart. And when this other guy, Wolcott, who's a creepy murderer of of prostitutes in this storyline, he's bringing up Karl Marx. And Karl Marx, of course, is tied to the idea of classic Marxism and you having the bourgeois and the proletariat and these class struggles between people. And so, like, Wolcott, the prostitute murderer, is inserting that there, and I find it very interesting. And I gotta keep going. I gotta wrap this up very soon. We're running out of
My
time.
employer, Mr. Hurst, has interests and connections in Montana, Sheriff, as are imputed to you in this morning's Pioneer.
Shut your fucking mouth out of here!
I know that feeling, yo.
You wanna left me one time? Too fucking many.
Don't go back in there if I let you go.
Here's the line I like. Here's the line I like again.
That's the amalgamation capital. Takes one through the fucking head.
What's the import of that expression?
Yeah, what's the import of that expression, Bullock? It's like the way the world is going completely, totally, that big money interests are always amalgamating And it's not just like they're already amalgamated. When you have people who start off and they create prosperous companies and whatnot, and they grow really big and powerful in this day and age, when they're not tied into that amalgamation, some big interest comes in and buys them. And the example I was thinking about earlier today when I was contemplating this was how like veterinarians and their businesses are being co-opted and bought up, and they're like getting sucked into megacorp. And another one where there's amalgamation of capital is what the devil is I thinking? Dentists. Things like dentists. So if you have a valuable dentist practice, they come in, offer money, and then they wind up making this big monopolized megacorp subgroup megacorp corporation of like dentists, things like this. Whenever anything becomes worth something, when it's a real economic interest, they come in and buy it. And so, okay. That's all I can say right now. I'm at 30 minutes. Excuse me. I'm at 31 minutes and I got to start wrapping this up because I want to keep these tight. Never mind. That's not me. I'm imitating a character from Breaking Bad, but let's just start playing this right here. And I will say, if you want to follow all the social media, go to quantumrecall.tv. It's all there. Go to the social media page on there, and you'll see it. You can watch on Spotify. You can watch on Rumble. You can watch live on X. And I'll be posting clips soon. I will have the workflow where I'm posting clips to all of the main social media sites. But I got to wrap this up. What do I want to say here? June 25th, Thursday, 12:30 Mountain Standard Time, PM, 12:30 Mountain Standard Time. Tune in on Rumble and X for my live debut of my flagship show, Quantum Recall. It's going to be a little more produced than this, and it should have more stuff in it as well. I'm Paul Serini. Once again, check out quantumrecall.tv, and I've had fun tonight, everyone. It's short and it's beautiful, and I want to keep it that way. So peace be with you all.